Yehuda, you came from Israel,
Yes.
from Sognut, with a very special program, different from what we know. What is this program? And tell us a little bit for what is this.
This program is called Shin Shin, stands for Schnatcherut. It means young adults in Israel after high school volunteer for 1 year before the service in the army. They are coming all over the world for 1 year without getting salary or something like that. And the main idea is to get connected with the young kids and the people and the students in the middle school, in the elementary school, in high school, in order to enhance the connection between Israel and the communities all over the world.
What does they do here in Mexico? Because they already finished school, but they are going to be in schools. Are they going to be teaching? They are just playing with them?
Okay.
I know that Bnei Akiva has it for some years ago in the Yavne, but you have it here today in Tarbut and Sephardi.
Yes.
What is meaning?
It's not the same like the girls in Yavne, which is also a great program, but they are doing it in Yavne through their service.
All right.
In our case, we're talking most of our Shinshinim are traditional or non-religious kids, and the main idea is to work in schools and to be in charge of the informal aspects of the connection between Israel. We have two girls here in Mexico. Shani, she by the way in the Sephardic school, and the other one is Gal in Tarbut, and both of them are part of the team in school, and they actually, because they can speak with the level of the eyes of the kids, and they are so energetic and cute and great educators, even so they are young, they can get connected to the kids much effective and much better.
What do? They talk with them, they give classes, they organize activities. What is their meaning day every day, their day by day here?
They teach informal Hebrew, they organize ceremonies, they talk about different aspects of holidays in Israel and the walks of life in Israel. They have they're actually wall, they put all kinds of stuff, games in the recess times. They actually have many activities in the school themselves. It's a source, it's educational source for the school.
What have been the results of that? What have you seen in the kids in Mexico that we have here and all around the world where you have it? What are the results? What's happened with the kids when they see somebody that is just coming out of school before the army with these kids? Because we are used to having here shlichim that are already working after many years.
I think the kids love them. They love them because they're coming from the same world, the same culture, the same music. They can, because they present such an informality. They are not formal like teachers, they're informality, they are very nice and touchable. So therefore the kids love them. By the way, we are only a few months here. They arrived to Mexico in August, September. So let's give it a time, but I even now know that we're going to have more emissaries, shlichim like that next year. We want to expand it 4, maybe even more.
And they work with Nuot also. They work outside the school with kids. What is their normal life after school for them?
Basically, they're working with informal movements as well, Noar Tzioni, Chalutz Merchav, and they need also to look for every place that they can actually implement, their activities. It's for them basically to find and to do it.
I know that for the Jewish community outside Israel and for the Jewish people, it's interesting to have somebody to talk and to have we have many doubts about it. And you cannot ask the Shaliach because it's already, he is before they are, like you said, the same age. But for the kids that came from Israel, what's the experience with them? How do they feel? I think many of them won't want, they don't want to go back to Israel. Here in Mexico, it's marvelous, they have it. So now, but what's happened with them?
The idea, this year we have almost 170 kids like that, young adults like that all over the world. The idea that when they will go back to Israel, they will tell the Israelis about the communities all over the world. So the mission doesn't end when they finish the year. They're coming to Israel, they tell to their families, they tell to their friends about Jews who are living outside of Israel, about the connection, about how much they support Israel, about the great communities that they have outside, and basically they are bridge to the connection between communities in Mexico to Israel for many, many years. So think about it. In 10 years, you're going to have here 40, 50 people, young adults in Israel who tell about the amazing community of Mexico. It's great.
Mexico is a very different community from many of the others. Here we have 90% of the kids in Jewish schools. When you go to other places, there are many kids that are outside Jewish schools that are not in informal movements or formal movements. What is the experience in that community? Because you have it in the schools, but in the schools they are already with Israel. You teach Hebrew, you teach about Israel. What's happening in these communities where they are not so much connected, all the Jewish community?
I will give you an example. The United States is an example.
That's exactly.
The main challenge of all of us is to find these Jews who are not within the community. It's very hard, and even the Shinshinim in the United States as well, they are working within the synagogues, within the schools. But let's remember, even the kids who are going to Jewish school in the United States, in the synagogue, something like 60% of them are assimilated, they have intermarriage, and they are actually going away from Judaism. So the idea is to connect even outside those kids. Don't take it for granted. The people who are staying with Judaism in the vast meaning of Judaism, not only religion, and they are doing a great work about this as well.
How hard is it to do that? For example, you said United States, where you said it. It's like everybody can marry with everybody. You see it also in Argentina. You see it in many other countries. How hard it's to work with them? How hard it's to find it? How do you do it? It has to be a good lesson. Here in Mexico, we don't see it. Our problem in Mexico is when you organize an activity and you say, they only came 100 people, but they are in the community. They are not in other places. In the United States, they don't come to an activity, but they are really outside there.
In many ways, it's very convenient to work in a community like in Mexico City, because the kids are what we call captured audience.
Yes.
Outside of Mexico, places like United States, we train the Shinshinim, first of all, how to work with families that are intermarriage family.
Right, yes,
60% is one of the parents is not Jew. Second, they need to be, much more attractive in a way that the kids want to be connected to them into Judaism. And it's a challenge.
It's a challenge because they are also not connected with Israel. One of the problems is not connected to Jewish life, and the other is not connected to Israel in any way. They say it's Israel, but it's like another country, and they don't have any idealists to go there. So it's to try to bring them back to Judaism, or some part, or to bring them back to Israel. What is the main?
So the main idea is to plant the seed of curiosity and the passion to visit Israel and to understand and to know about Israel. And when they're doing it, even if they want to come and visit their Shinshin in Israel, the process starts. Birthright, Masa, other programs. So this is the beginning of the journey in many, many ways, but it's a challenge.
And what do you think about here, a Congress of Shlichim in Mexico, all around? What do you think of the importance of that and to be in Mexico? You will
First
enjoy
of all,
it.
I have to tell you, I think it's the first time for many years, maybe the first time forever, to organize the Shlichim Conference of Latin America here in Mexico, because most of the Shlichim are in what we call Cono Sur, Argentina, Chile, Brazil, but we insist to come to Mexico at least once, the first time, in order to see an example, model of a community, because you are really unique in many, many ways. So we actually put a lot of energy to convince the people who need to convince in order to come here. We're going to have here 40 shlichim from all Latin America for 4 days, and most of the time we'll visit within the organizations here in the community. The CDE, CEFA, the schools, and of course I will try to taste something from Mexico City, Museum Anthropology.
All right.
So it's together, it will be a great week.
Yes, we know. And sorry, you are not going to be on the end of the week, but you could be seeing the best football team in Mexico, the America. That's enough. But you will be eating a lot. And I'm sure next year or next time you want to make a Congress at Teques, you will want to do it in Mexico for sure.
I'm sure, Bezrat Hashem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.